someone decided to wake up. Did you wake up? Wake up. The horses talked to a neighbor. Well, a little, I guess not a direct neighbor, but what got us thinking about good and evil, Crack? Well, I'll tell you what. One thing that children, having children. You see, one of the beautiful things for having children is you get to see things. When you're a child, you see things through the eyes of a child, and as you grow, obviously your paradigm on things changes. But then having children, now you get to re-see things as a child. I should say most people do, if you get down on their level and you play with them or you interact with them. There's some people obviously who stick the device in front of them and then pray that 18 years goes by as quick as possible, which is terrible. But I know we know some people like that. But today, seeing things without a child, we're out on the farm, and Bridget goes, "What is that?" She looks up in the sky, and honest to goodness, up in the sky, we got nice, clear blue skies currently. But she had looked up at the sky. There were big chemtrails right over the. It's almost like, it's funny. Yesterday we did a live video, and we were out in the garden, and someone had mentioned, "Oh, the skies are so blue." I said, "It's beautiful." I said, "The skies are clear. There's no chemtrails in the air." Well, sure enough, today, there's really no even denying it now. There's no conspiracy about it. Planes go by, they don't just leave things in the air unless they purposely mean to. And unfortunately, I was out there, and I had to explain to Bridget. I said, those are not natural. That's not a cloud there. That's not something that should be there. And unfortunately, there's evil people out there who think that they either want to poison society, change the climate, feel like they have power over other people or whatnot, power over the air, and it's just something we have to deal with. But it's one of those things where we had to, there's as our children get older in the world around us, we have to kind of say, hey, we will have differences with certain people, certain groups of people, but that doesn't make them evil. That doesn't make them the enemy. But there is evil out there. There is evil people. There's good people. There's holy people, and we have to be able to decipher the difference. And so, seeing those chemtrails got me so upset. And then just have to explain that to the children and be like, hey, we have no control over what an NGO, what a government agency, what somebody puts in the air. We unfortunately don't, other than letting others know about it and putting it out into the collective conscious and say, hey, this is not okay. But we have to continue to go about our lives. We have to continue growing our food. We have to continue grabbing the reins of life, or the driving lines of life, and continue to move on. And just understanding that, there's some things that are out of our control. That doesn't mean that we can't name some of those things, or can't put a label on those things and say, hey, this is not something that you should walk towards, it's something you should walk away from. And so that got us thinking about the good and evil, and there is. And you know what? There are some people who, I'll just say this, the people who hate our family, and there are people who hate our family, and you know what? I'll pray for them, and I obviously won't let them get near my family, and Lord help them if they ever tried to. But those are the same people who really hate our family are the evil exists in them that hate families, that hate children, that hate bringing up a new generation, that hate those who know we are created and those who know our Creator, and name Him by name. And those people, they hate us, and that is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. Unfortunately, some of those, there's enough of those people that they have a bit of a greasy wheel. They're greasy people just to begin with. Most evil people are. And so that greasy wheel gets squeaked sometimes, but certainly not by us. And we just have to continue moving forward. And obviously, good wins out. We know, I've read the book, we know what happens. And we have to put up with certain levels of evil in our daily life. And it's not even putting up with it. It's casting it out. It's naming it. It's rebuking it. But also understanding that it is there. And sometimes we don't have full control over being able to just push to the side and look away from it. Those same people, boy oh boy, do they not like the most renewable, green, God-given mode of transportation. My goodness, they see this, they go berserk. Anti-human, really, I guess. Anti-creation, anti-human is what you would call them. They don't like us. They don't like us. They don't like that we have children. They don't like that we are doing our part for populating God's green earth. They don't like the way that we run our lives. They certainly don't like to hear things like a phrase that I hold near and dear. And when I first heard it, a light bulb went off, and boy, oh boy, did I see the light. But ladies and gentlemen, the most scary words that you can ever hear, and boy, oh boy, they are scary. And I pray that you never hear them. Hello, I'm from the government, and I'm here to help. Woo! If you hear that, you can't run, but if you hear that, you better tense up, and you better say, whoa, okay. And that's a situation. That's a situation that, no matter what it is, it's to say, hello, and no, you're not. Oh, that's just scary words, Beck. And so they certainly don't like when I say something like that. These are the people, the evil that exist, like to use other people, like to gain power and use others in power to push their will on others, and it's a sad thing. Or they like to maybe rip apart razor wire and flood certain things like countries with vulnerable, with the weak, with the whatever you want to call it, with those easily extorted. Those easily extorted. We'll say that. But hey, there's good and evil out there. All we can do, not all we can do. A big portion of what we can do is to pray. A big portion of what we can do is to go out, live our lives, enjoying the beautiful things, the beautiful creatures that God has given us, to raise families, to have families, to grow our own food, to be self-sufficient, to not be dependent on those who think they're helping you, and to be your own man, to be your own woman, to come together, to glorify the Lord, and to live a beautiful, peaceful life. And of all the things that I'm saying, those are really hard things to do in the city. So you're probably gonna have to buck up, cut up them credit cards, and move out to the country, which isn't a bad thing at all. But I just wanted to tune in here. Good and evil, it certainly exists, and it's certainly out there. And those of us on the good side, it's easy to know who's on the evil side or who's on the enemy side, because when you start claiming, hey, you know what, I'm doing things that I know that in my heart of hearts that are glorifying the Lord, that are putting my family first, that are building resiliency in our lives, those people are the first to come out and question it, throw rocks at you. They're the first one to, oh no, we need to. Oh. Yeah, them aren't the good folks. Them are the ones you need to isolate yourself from. You mark you check that box next to them and say, I'm gonna look out for them, because they ain't got my they don't have your best interest in mind. So Looking like you're ready to slick off your winter coats, and the weather sure agrees. Grass is greening up, boys. Be out in that hayfield before too long. Gotta let that baby fly.